Hey folks, what's going on? Lucian here, and today we're going to talk about if you have any knee pain or back pain that frequently pops up. One of the major issues that has come up in the last couple of days multiple times with my clients. So we're going to talk about it here today, create some solutions, give some fixes, and you can take it with you into your day. Oftentimes what's going on, we're going to work on this bent over position. So it sounds pretty simple, and it is pretty simple, but it's also something very challenging for the body to do if we're constantly hunched over like this in a bent over position, sitting, driving, etc. So it's as simple as this. It's having the hips work like the hips and having the back work like the back, right? Pretty straightforward, but as I mentioned to one of my clients today, the low back here, the last couple vertebrae, oftentimes has an identity crisis and doesn't know what it is. It thinks it's supposed to do everything. It thinks it's supposed to take on the work of everybody else. And so this back will oftentimes compensate for hips and what the hips should be doing. So when the hips are not awake, they're not on, they're not working in ways that they should be, they don't know how to engage, right? So then it makes it extremely hard for the back to do what it needs to do because it has to do the work of the hips, right? If I have dynamic hips and I'm able to move around and they're explosive, they're supportive, and they're underneath me, then my back is able to do what it's supposed to do. It's able to shine in the area that it's supposed to shine in. So what we're going to train it to do right now is just train rigidity. Rigidity, that's a hard word to say. Rigidity. And we're going to train that structural support. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend over at the waist like this. Now, for a lot of people, you'll feel that this lower back just wants to give. It just wants to bend over as well. And if you feel that happening, the second you feel that happen, we're going to re-straighten, okay? And start coming back down. And we're just going to try to bend through the waist, bend through the hips, okay? Bend through the hips. We're bending through the hips, bending through the hips, coming up and down, just like this. I'm not doing a big range of motion. Feel that low back start going like this. It wants to bend out, wants to protrude out. Then we reset, nice and tall, reset, and then we're gonna come back down. We're gonna bend, we're gonna let the hips do the pivoting here. The hips are the pivot. If you see me, it's like a door hinge. I'm a door hinge, I'm closing at the hips, but the identity crisis is when that low back starts to feel like it's the hips, and we're gonna bend down like this. This is not how we want to bend down. We want to start training the back to hold and be strong and to create that support. Hey guys, so this is a version of it standing. So we're gonna be in the same position, all right? Standing, feet about shoulder width apart, all right? And I'm gonna push my hips back, and when I push my hips back, take a look at this region down here. Hips, low back, right? How these two are supposed to interact together, okay? So I push my hips back, I'm gonna hinge, you'll see I hinge at my hips. If you go like this and you pick your leg up, you'll feel it hinges right at the waist, at the hip, right? That ball and socket joint works like a ball and socket. That's where the pivot happens, is in that ball and socket, okay? So that is the same function that's gonna be happening here when I bend over. It's gonna happen in the hips, right? Okay? This might sound pretty straightforward. It might sound pretty obvious, but this is a very big challenge for a lot of people who sit all day. It might be like, well, yeah, duh, that's how the hip moves. But for a lot of people, it's either outside of their awareness. It's not that they're dumb. It's just they're outside. It's not, in their awareness. And their body's not being trained to move that way. Their body's being trained to move like this. So my body's gonna function like this, right? So when I bend down, I'm bending down like this, right? This is that identity crisis that we're talking about, is back is operating, folding over. And even if I keep the upper back straight, it's that lower back down here that is operating like the hip. So it bends through, it bends over like the hip, okay? And that is obviously problematic. So this is how we're doing it from a standing position, is here, pushing the hips back, and we're gonna try to bend just in the waist. Just try to feel the waist. We're gonna keep our back nice and straight, okay? From the top, keeping the back nice and straight, real tall. Here, boom, bending over, and you can go down to the end range and feel it out. Feel until when that back starts to give, and then correct it before it gets there. Come back through, do reps, and find that edge point. Find the range that you have. If you can go all the way through, right, and it's not bending, okay, that's cool, great, fantastic. If you feel a stretch in your hamstrings as opposed to a stretch in your back, great. It means that that's what you're doing it right. But if you're feeling more of a pull or a bend in your back, then that is going to be, a sign that, that's where that's happening. So just tune in. It can be kind of challenging at first to like feel it out and, feel what's happening back there. You can't see it. It can be challenging. It's hard to know. So just try to tune into it and feel what's going on, right? So I'm dropping through, right? I'm keeping my back straight. I'm going to find my edge range where my back starts to curve or give a little bit, right? Find my edge range. Let's say I'm right here. It starts going right here. Okay, so I want to correct it, straighten up that back, come back up. And we're not going to come all the way to standing here. Let's just come a little bit before full standing. Keep a little bit of tension in the back. We're going to start to work it out. So now we're going to come through like this. So we're going to bend down, come up. Bend down, come up. We're coming through just like this. Bend down, come up. We're creating some strength, some structure, some rigidity in the back. Start to train it to support there. We don't want it to be like a wet noodle, right? We don't want the back to just whoop at any given moment, right? We're also training it to just be an anchor, to be a support system. Like I said, there will be times that, once we advance, we're going to train the back to be dynamically strong, to be able to hold things in different positions, right? Like, for example, a kettlebell, I'm going to hold it here. I can pick it up from different positions. I can move it around. I can, go back and forth, side to side. I can throw it over my shoulder. I can arch my back. The back is extremely dynamic. We're going to use it that way. But at first, we just need to start training some of that stability into the system. So this is a great way to get going with it. Okay, so give it a shot. You can do 10 reps, even if sometimes 5 reps. In the beginning, 5 reps is all you can do. That's great. Start there. Do 3 sets. If you can do 10 reps, that's great. If you can do more than that, that's great. And then start working down into lower and lower positions, challenging your back to stretch, get there, hold it, support it. When you start feeling it go, recorrect it, coming back up, coming back down. Eventually, you can start doing it with weight, start adding some weight to it, dropping down, coming back up. This is basically a stiff leg deadlift, okay? Or an RDL, as it's called. And we're coming here, dropping down, coming back up. Fully, you can do this with a barbell, coming all the way down here, right? At a certain point, this becomes a big hamstring stretch, okay? But in the beginning, it's really nice to even just do that top half of the motion just to train those back and hips to start interacting more properly. So if you're a desk worker, if you sit a lot, if you know you have bad posture, this is a great one for you. And hopefully it helps relieve a lot of back pain, a lot of aches, a lot of all of that, help you take care of yourself a little bit better. So that's it, folks. I'll see you next time.